Hey everybody, welcome to Black Span. So this is what I'm reduced to, holding my own phone. Oh my god. So I have a few things I wanted to talk about. I don't know if I should just go on in the same video, but anyway, I've been just like sitting back peeping, I haven't been doing no videos. I've been getting some rest, been meditating, then just getting my thoughts together, period. My thoughts. And anyway, so but I keep my head in the books and in the newspaper so I can see what they got going on. Now I feel like the the World Health Organization, I am starting to believe that they are the new cloak of the eugenics program, or at best an extinction, at worst an extinction. But I think they are them. I think that since we found out eugenics was really that dude Francis Bachwalker, whatever the fuck his name is, Francis, what is his name? God damn it, whatever. And then the other dude, Bernard, Francis Guten, and then the fathers of eugenics shit. And anyway, so when Margaret Sanger got involved, at first it started with just an exception with heredity, and then they was practicing on chickens and shit. I think they had already had a inhumane plan for their fascination with genetics and and breeding. So they've already had a selective breeding process in mind, and these two motherfuckers were just obsessed with it. We're obsessed with creating the perfect human until it grew from eugenics to they had to start hiding it by doing it through Planned Parenthood, and that's when Bill Gates Sr. got involved. Well, Bill Gates Sr. was involved in eugenics. By the time he passed it on, the cloak had changed to Planned Parenthood, still with the same inherited manufactured birth rates. How they get down, how they try to do stuff. So now I'm noticing that the World Health Organization is kind of moving in the same way. Like, for example, they've done a few things I didn't like. Now, I went back and looked just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I went back and looked from the what disease did I start? I think I started at Ebola. No, because I wanted it to be different presidents. I should have recorded last week when I got curious and read all this stuff. Okay. So I started with SARS, because that was a long time ago, and SARS is corona. Then I went from SARS to, what's that shit that mosquitoes was giving us? West Nile. Then I went from West Nile to Ebola. Then I did with Ebola to SARS. Corona. VD. COVID ID. Look, whatever. They didn't change. Anytime a virus changed names, it was made. It was given birth to. Anywho, so and all of them had the same counterproductive approach. Now I'll just keep it just here, because that's what the corona thing is what's happening now. They the ones said don't close the borders, let motherfuckers travel, have horse wheel ride. You don't have to stay in the house because it's gonna cause widespread panic. Now, so the World Health Organization, call me crazy, they're not supposed to be worried about panic and hysteria. Is more so as a deadly virus that can kill people, that's immobilizing motherfuckers in China. They just falling off. Over there in Wuhan, where they have one of the largest testing facility for virus and bacterium and shit like that. I'm pretty sure they in there weaponizing shit. So with that being said, it's like their reaction to these diseases was counterproductive, and then all the time it's either Melinda or Bill or somebody. It's mainly Melinda and Bill, especially with these name brand viruses. You know, the ones that the top dollar made, you know, top brass. It's like, not only is it counterproductive, but the Gates always seem to come up with something to help. They're always trying to help, especially when it comes to viruses that happen overseas, mainly in the motherland. Let me not call it the motherland for people to start thinking I'm not an Aboriginal and the Aborigine here of America and try to take my birthright. I don't know. It seems like they are taking a very passive approach to it, and then they always have this businessman that's supposed to be mogul, you know what I'm saying, not doctor, not geneticist, not motherfucking me, what else deal with bloodborne pathogen, what's that doctor, not that is, he's a businessman, an inventor, a creator, a geek, and he's always, and his wife ain't shit, but they're always involved in some type of vaccine, some type of medicine, some type of administration of vaccine, some charity job. I can't tell you, when I was in Africa, how many motherfucking vaccines these motherfuckers got offered. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, you offer motherfuckers like shots of shit in the 20s. Like, as far as the amount of the shit they got out there that they can get vaccinated for. It's fucking crazy. So, anywho, fast forward. Their reaction to Ebola was the same. They didn't shut down the borders as fast as they tried, just like they tried to say, don't close the borders here. It's like whenever something happens, they don't mind a motherfucker go home. Like, nah, you can't go home. Nigga, they should have shut Wuhan down when motherfuckers was standing in front of the hospital just dying. Like, they're not even convulsing. They was just dying. I forgot who page I saw it on. You gotta go find it. It's one of the first corona videos I saw. It was on a blog girl channel that I be looking at. Yes, I am a little mixed out. Probably shouldn't. Lovely T. It was months ago though. Months ago. Cause she reported on it back when I first heard about it. Back in late December, early January. So anyway, motherfuckers in Wuhan started dying. Trump tried to close the fucking border. The World Health Organization said, nah, don't close it. You know what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, like maybe a month later, even in February, they still saying don't close it. They were trying to say it was racist and all kind of shit. Like, it was like some bullshit behind that, not want to close the border. I feel like they had to get it out there because because Melinda and Bill, them Gateses, had already came. If I was Kevin, I would change my last name. But those Gates had already come up with a vaccine for this widespread pandemic. And they had to keep the borders open in order for it to be a pandemic. Remember, there was a big debate over whether they should call it a pandemic or not. And who just started talking about, nah, because it ain't had this many deaths yet, and it don't have that high of a fever. No, it's not airborne. Like, they was really nitpicking over these prerequisites that you need. That's why I say I talk with my hands. That's why I like holding my own shit. But these prerequisites that you need in order to call this a pandemic, to let people know there's something wrong. Like, that was behind that whole stall of that shit. And then here come this businessman, this computer guy and his wife, his bitch, with a vaccine. Bitch, I ain't taking no vaccine for a virus. Bitch, is you crazy? Like, y'all done gave us enough vaccines for shit that y'all get. Nigga, remember, medicine is not predicated or is not tested upon the health or longevity of anybody that look like me or you. So, with that being said, like, they say, like, say for example, they say the normal level of sugar, you know, that's supposed to be in somebody's body is 74. I have no idea nothing about diabetes or whatever, but I know you're 74 and the glucose is supposed to be something else. Okay, well, for them, that may be high. For example, say 74 is high and they need to get it together. You know, they borderline diabetic. So, but for us, since we are tropical people, our bodies were naturally at some point, not now, until what we done to ourselves, was conditioned to eat off the land. And there's so many fruits and shit that have natural sugars, so we can metabolize natural sugar. So we can take sugar. This is just in my sole research. I'm not a doctor. We can take sugar, natural sugar, in better and digest it better. We used to could. We used to could. I'm not saying we can now. Now that shit is fucking killing you. Stop. But then, y'all was telling us our high, you know what I'm saying? Your high, like white science high, their high was low for us, and then we became insufficient, and then our pancreas started messing up at a rampant rate, and they start saying, "Oh, it's diabetes." Like this is just an example of how that's just an example of like creating the need for us to, you know what I'm saying, need a vaccine or something. Like that shit y'all get. You know what I'm saying? Chicken pox. A motherfucker don't care about getting no chicken pox. Oh, your cousin got chicken pox. Y'all go have a sleepover. Let's 86 that shit. You know what I'm saying? Chicken pox kill y'all. We not worried about catching no chicken pox. You know what I'm saying? Remember, it's hard to invade a melanated body anyway, medically. And then also, who is giving out what? $1,300 or $13, $13,000, whatever. The medical industry is making money off of this corona shit. Let me finish talking about them, and then we're gonna talk about the money. So Bill Gates is like always coming up with something to the World Health Organization. You know what I'm saying? Just like his daddy was all involved in Planned Parenthood, and that's how we was able to link Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood, back to the original ideology of hereditariness from Francis Guten, and the other white boy with the white boy, man. He went over there, and before Margaret, it was him. Damn, what's his name? Bernard something. It's gonna come to me. Anywho, you know, we was able to link it, you know, through their behaviorism. So now Gates Jr. is behaving within, or associating himself, or inserting himself within WHO business. You know what I'm saying? A lot for him not to be a WHO official. You know what I mean? As far as having the proper background, the proper edit, you know what I'm saying, to be involved in this. Do you know Melinda and them even got a fucking vaccine it was called NX something 11. I saw this long time ago on I think I was watching National Geographic. They did something about people. It was something. I was watching Discovery Channel. I remember that. And they was talking about how they have this thing that this vaccine that automatically aborts the unborn baby fetus when it realizes it's pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people in Africa haven't realized that they taking that vaccine. Like, it was crazy. It just came on dead in the middle of the night on Discovery Channel. I'll never forget that. You know, that was back in the we didn't record everything days. So damn. Fuck, I guess wish there was some early millennials. Anywho, excuse my language. Y'all know I'm just so informal. So that's how come I feel like WHO is an extension of Planned Parenthood, which is an extension of the original ideology of breeding through eugenics. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think WHO, the World Health Organization, is now the new cover for eugenics. Cause they be on like fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? I gave recent examples, but like they been on it. Like for real. And they always fucking with Bill. And Bill is nothing. Ain't he like the Microsoft guy? Isn't Bill Gates the Windows guy? This nigga went from Windows to injections. The fuck? And like he is speaking on it like I'm telling you, he is like making, like this is like grand hustle. He is the TI of vaccines. And now you know that law passed to where you can't sue a manufacturer of a vaccine if it fuck you up. Like you can't sue because the vaccinations fuck you up. Remember, that's how come, you know, they got whistleblowers all of a sudden telling us that mercury causes autism, and they want you to go out there and fight because now them niggas with all the money, now their kids getting sick from taking that shit. So anyway, so now to the money. Now the hospitals, I feel like, okay, before I talk about the money, it's like I have to tell. This is my how I feel about the body count situation. Everybody saying, "Oh, the percentages don't add up." I mean, I understand the math. If this is 100%, 70%, you know what I'm saying, of that 100 die from this disease, and 50, and then you know like 80% of that 70%, which meaning almost the whole 70%. Except for 20% of the 70% died were black. So the numbers, like how they're saying it, mathematically makes sense. You know what I'm saying? 50%, you know, 50% of this 100 people drank soda. You know, and 25% of that 50 only drank Coke. You know what I'm saying? So, anywho. So I get what they're saying, but what I don't understand is why all of a sudden they saying is there's all these black people, and then it's all due to Corona. I think, now this is conjecture on my part, but I'm just telling you, because I find it odd that how they're doing their body count. You could bag, tag, burn, and get it out of there. I know people probably want to bury their families, but other people you could just notify motherfucker like this is a pandemic. You're not getting the body back. We gotta dispose of it. We're gonna chronologize. We're gonna count up, and we're gonna keep in chronological order the dates and the names, and we'll give you your family's remains after this shit is over with. Bam, understood. You know what I'm saying? I find it odd that they're keeping the bodies. Like in New York, y'all saw that video that posted of the bodies being thrown in the freezer truck in the back of the hospital. So, I think that they are completely blowing those numbers out of proportion because they're saying that every death at the hospital now was Corona. I think a motherfucker go to the hospital shot right now and they say this motherfucker died of Corona. And the reason why I say that is because they're getting paid per body. Like they're getting like $13 per body. You see what I'm saying? So if they're getting paid per body that die from this disease, that, you know, per body that you had to fuck with and come in contact with, like your hospital had to deal with this disease, and this is the proof out this high ass body count, and you can get this funding, then yeah, everybody come through my hospital like, I got all these motherfucking loans and shit, bitch. Yeah, everybody come through this hospital died of motherfucking Corona. And as a doctor, I could just hope, as a mortician or whatever, I could just hope that as many bodies as I bag for you that say they died of Corona, it's a kickback for me. You see what I'm saying? So, like, whenever there's money involved, you gotta watch motherfuckers. And whenever who is talking about do something, don't listen to who. Who ain't no good for who? You. I'm telling you. Don't fuck with them. That's hair color my nail. My nail that dirty. I saw it when I did like that too. But anywho, I think that it's like all linked. You know what I'm saying? Like they getting paid per body. So now they could say at a disproportionate rate. At first, black people can't get in. We all know how viruses work. You know, they penetrate the cells, which is why you gotta flush them out. Because your body make new cells every day. You know, that's why a lot of times you shit out of viruses. You can't really just pass a virus like that. It has to pass through. You know what I'm saying? Work his... You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I feel like they're just... It's like... Okay. We know how viruses attack the system. We know there's coding of melanin is hard to... You can't even cut a cell with light. Because the melanin is absorbent. You can't even splice a cell. A black person's cell. Or a heavily melanated person cells. Because you dark them and you got a lot of melanin. You know what I'm saying? If you're not eating right and taking care of your pineal gland, you know, you're not reproducing your melanin like you're supposed to. Anyway, so with that being said, you know, then they had actors. I found it odd that like the black actors came forth. Now, I mean, I'd have rather a black person, a regular person on Facebook go viral than the movie stars coming out and saying, I got it. You can get it too. My black people. You can get the coronavirus. Like, boy. And then you allowed your bitch to stay with you so she can get corona too. Like, it's like a badge of honor. I'm IVD positive. I'm COVID positive. Got that COVID. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just had a fucking baby. Who the fuck gonna watch the baby? They don't even sound like a rational family would do some shit like that. The husband get corona, the wife stay with husband while he's got corona. A deadly virus. Block people. A deadly virus. But you gonna allow your wife to stay with you. And who gonna take care of y'all son when y'all both die? You see what I'm saying? Like shit. It don't pass through my brain like that. I got a whole filter. So bullshit don't get through it. You feel me? So, and I understand that, yes, I'm not saying black people are impervious and that we can't catch it. Like I said in my previous video, sometimes lifestyle has a lot to do with how you catch a virus. And a lot of people of color have very super hygiene. Most of us have an obsessive compulsion to clean up. And I think it just goes back to being mentally conditioned and taking care of other people, you know, like our ancestors. I believe in mitochondrial DNA. So I believe that somewhere in us we have the blood of a slave or the blood of a warrior. It's it. So maybe both, you know? But with that being said, so I believe in mitochondrial DNA. So now I also believe that, how can I put it? I believe that if I want to put out a false narrative, I would go to influential people to do it. Does that make sense how I put that? You know, I honestly believe that if I was trying to bamboozle some people, and I understand black people, we was being ignorant on some level, especially the ones that still want to get together and go out and hook up and all that their shit, knowing that, you know, virus, that's how viruses spread. That's how the flu spread. You know, it normally spread through families. Like staph infection, it spreads through family because families are in close proximity. So, you know, I understand that. Just like motherfuckers rob niggas, you know, it's proximity crime. It ain't race crime. Anywho, it's zip code problems. So, because I feel like we live more of a hygienic lifestyle, and a lot of these practices that they're saying would avoid the disease, we automatically do. You know what I'm saying? And if you're the parent of a teenager, that motherfucker in their room anyway, and you ain't seen them all week. You know? Anyway, so, I just feel like the virus itself was supposed to kill more people than it did. So they began to have to sensationalize the infected and popularize, and it doesn't help that they're already popular, the infected. And then make sure they say black people can't get it. Like, I noticed that when they started reporting the deaths, at first they were saying, you have this many deaths. And then slowly, after Idris Elba was saying that black people, you can get it, they started incorporating the race factor. Like, they just now getting these astronomical numbers, but they had been dashing the pepper in the numbers anyway. And I think that's because they started funding hospitals, or started saying there would be future funding for as many corona deaths as you have in your hospital. You know what I'm saying? So now I think that it seems like there's a higher number of black people dying from corona simply because the hospitals are saying everything is corona. Like I bullshit you now. I do feel like I can go to the county hospital right now and say that I have been stabbed. You know, I think they're gonna say, you know, she did test positive for corona-19 vid, and she quintessentially passed from the corona. However, you know, there was also a small wound to the torso that may have contributed to, I don't know, even the entry of the virus. You know you got a doctor. I don't know how to write no doctor report, but you know there will be more reported deaths of you know, and since you having a lot of fatalities among black people nowadays, especially our youth, you know, they down quicker than us. Like more and more parents are burying their kids, and that's sad. You know, get it together. Make your kids drink water. Make your kids eat fruit. Make your kids go outside. Not having son kills black people. Having son kills white people. That's another example of the racism in testing and treatment creation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're saying that the sun is going to kill everybody, and it's not. Let me do a different video on that. Let me finish this real quick, and then I'm going to do another video on the sun, like right after this. I promise, if I don't forget. So, anyway, we have to you like my rose quartz? I'll do that. So we have to understand that. So now it kind of looks a little jinky now, because now there's money involved. All of a sudden, all these people dying of it, and then we can't overlook the fact that there's a lot of black people that's dead right now. We saying all of them died of corona. You know what I'm saying? Like, did they really? Anyway, it's a common virus. I would think it would be hard not to test positive for it. You know what I'm saying? You may have influenza viruses in you, and especially if you didn't got that shot. So it's not like it's possible for something to be just in the air like tuberculosis and not be deadly. You know what I'm saying? Unless it I guess it gets worse like the coronavirus did on their ass. Anyway, that's just a few of my thoughts. I just honestly feel like who is now in the strong arm, or now is a direct cloak of the eugenics. Bill Gates' daddy before him, they were all involved in eugenics and Planned Parenthood, and now who? Melinda and Bill, they not doctors or nothing, but yet they all around. They like the face of vaccines. Like, for real, it's crazy how much money they spend and make off that shit. Like, and they with all racist intent though. They ain't no world health. It's about world domination, So, and I also think that as far as this coronavirus goes, I really do think that they had the same response as they had with every other virus, very passive. And I also think that the reason why a lot of people are saying that corona is killing all these black people all of a sudden is because make no mistake, white folk always counting color. So, but I think that they made it more apparent because they got more black people to say they had it, or they one actor, and then they start offering money for bodies, and then of course hospitals. I will fudge my numbers too, just talk about humans. So I also think that it's like, I don't know about your state, but now they're trying to like open outside back up. And they gave us some money to go out there. They know how niggas is with money. I feel like that is another setup to get the actual numbers, the real numbers of the death rate, the real numbers of the death rate from corona or Corona VD to actually increase, like for it to be fact that this X amount of people died from this, and it's not just a fudge body count number. And I think and they want us to start back socializing. 1, 2, I think that there's an economic fear that black people are going to start doing more business with each other now that they have made us literally scared for our lives to do business with other people. That's not the video, but I really do. The main purpose of this video was because I honestly think that motherfucking Bill Gates has gotten his fingers in WHO, because WHO, the World Health Organization, is now a cloaked version of Planned Parenthood, which was a cloaked version of eugenics. Okay, now we don't know what all it is. Margaret Sanger and Bill Gates Sr. and all these people, Bernard and Dr. Francis Group, whatever. You look up eugenics and get your information up and understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit y'all right back up with talking about the sun.